Political yatras are in the vogue this season. We know that. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is already marching to unite the country. His Bharat Jodo Yatra has now reached Madhya Pradesh. Meanwhile, down south, another yatra is underway. One that has led to a full-blown face-off between the TRS and the BJP. Now, the row was triggered when BJP's Telangana unit chief, Bandi Sanjay, was denied permission to hold the fifth phase of his Praja Sangrama Yatra on Sunday. In fact, on Sunday night, party workers were stopped by cops from continuing their march. Obviously, the BJP pointed fingers at the TRS, hitting out at Chief Minister KCR. The face-off finally reached the High Court today. The BJP moved the Telangana High Court asking for permission to hold the march. The court gave its thumbs up, allowing Sanjay to hold the foot march, but the BJP leader has been restricted from entering the town of Bhaisna, which is communally sensitive, according to the Telangana police. Now, this isn't the first time the BJP and the TRS have clashed, and by the looks of it, this won't be the last either. But with the High Court order, it looks like the BJP has won round one of this face-off, so to speak. Let me go straight across to our guests who are joining us this evening for a very, very quick chat. We won't prolong this or drag this. Hamsa Devinay is a leader of the BJP joining us on the broadcast. Hamsadi, thank you very much. Ravula Sridhar Reddy is leader of the TRS joining us on the broadcast, and Dr. Narayan Lakshman is associate editor from the Hindu. Thank you very much, Dr. Narayan Lakshman, for joining us. Mr. Sridhar Reddy, the first obvious question is going to come to you. Given the fact that Telangana is part of India, every citizen in this country, whether that citizen is allied to the BJP, the Congress, the TRS or any other party, has a right to hold a yatra wherever they want to. Why try and stop the BJP's yatra? This was, the BJP saying this is simply dadagiri, nothing else.
Whose dadagiri is shown in your visuals now? Yesterday, citing the law and order issues, the police has denied the permission. It is not TRS party. Permissions are not given from our party office. The police, the concerned superintendent of police of Nimal, assessed the situation, and his meeting could raise the tensions there, could escalate the tensions there. So taking in view all those situations, they denied the permission. And BJP had the opportunity of going to court. They went to court. Today, the court also has agreed. Hence, they gave a clear, permission with a condition that Mr. Sanjay, the state president of the party, who is taking up the Padayatra, should not enter Bhainsa. Because it's a very communally sensitive place. Earlier also, there were some clashes because of these kind of, hatred speeches and all. So it's a habit of this man also to make derogatory statements, irresponsible statements, only to escalate tensions. And if you see, Bhainsa, I want to tell all of you rather, Bhainsa is only 140-150 kilometers from Karimnagar, from his native place, where he was traveling last night. If his Padayatra is there today in the evening, it hardly takes 2-3 hours or 4 hours maximum to travel to that place after the permission is sought. What was the need to go last night and create a big drama? So it is very clear, their intention is not to do Padayatras, reach out to people for any good. It is only to escalate tensions. You are showing visuals, burning tires, blocking the roads, staging protests. If you believe in this kind of activities, why would you go to court? You could have gone to court. You had the chance to go to court, and we respect the judicial system. Today the court has given permission.
But the court has said that the yatra can go on. The court has given permission today for the yatra to go on.
We respect it. Yatra can go on, but he cannot enter Bhainsa. And that means the SP of the police is right. And their plan was to enter Bhainsa. And this man was, very much notorious to make such statements. If I have to recollect, in the last Padayatra, he made a statement said, we will dig mosques. If you find any, mortal remains, that is a mosque, otherwise a temple. He also threatened Hindus that he will, send people to attack those who play Bhagavad Gita on the funeral processions. Is this the way a state president of a political party should speak about? Should a democratic, government support that?
Hamsa,
do you think that law and order will permit this?
Hamsa, you're representing the BJP here. Mr. Sridhar Reddy is saying that this is a notorious character. Mr. Bandi Sanjay is a notorious character. He's a trouble creator. And the entire purpose of this yatra was to create trouble in communally sensitive areas in the state to give the government a bad name. Our police simply did a U-turn on the permissions because they felt that Mr. Sanjay was up to no good. Now he has got permission from the High Court. That is another matter. But he's still not been allowed to enter Bhainsa. So probably the police had some, had some substance when they were saying, let's not give him permission. There could be trouble here.
Shreya, if I may say so, as things stand today, this is the Xi Jinping of Telangana we have today. Complete autocracy and complete tyranny, no respect for law, absolutely. My friend very simply says that the permission was denied yesterday. The application for permission by party workers was made way back in November 17. State police has been wrecking the venue. The venue has not changed. The venue which the earlier permission the police had accepted is continuing even now. The court has said the rally at the public meeting can go on at the Y junction. The Y junction was what the police had themselves suggested to the BJP rank and file to hold the public meeting. There was a recce. The helipads have, the police have been conducting recce's. Everything has done. 10 days have passed. Now, after everything, all the arrangements are made. Suddenly, the SI of the local district realizes a day before the event and, issues a proceeding saying that you cannot conduct the public meeting. This is a complete autocracy that's going on. You just randomly come up with anything just at the spur of the moment because you realize that you're losing ground in Telangana with this Padayatra. And what notorious precedent is my friend talking about? We've had 5 phases of the Padayatra without any incident or untoward happening at any place. Since for the first 3 phases, everybody was very comfortable with. Just that the BJP has started, people have started to realize the party's development and the works that the BJP is doing and appreciating it. Suddenly at the 4th phase, my friends come out and start stopping the yatra at every possible situation. They barricaded. He's a citizen of the country. He can go at any point of time, maybe midnight, maybe early morning, to any place of his choice. He was visiting the temple of that area before the Padayatra begins today, last night, and he has every right to do that. And my friend very simply says it's 140 kilometers. Why did he have to go in the night? Do you tell us where you're going every day and go? I mean, does he need to seek permission to go to the temple, for God's sake?
You don't need our permission, but at the same time,
but
what are you up to?
Fact is, just a minute, fact is, Bhainsa had witnessed communal tensions and clashes in 2020. So if the police wants to be careful, 1 minute, sir, Hamsa, if the police wants to be careful, you can't blame them. This area that you're talking about, Bhainsa that you're talking about, had seen communal tensions and clashes, if you remember, in 2020. And no one wants a repeat of what happened. But go ahead, Mr. Reddy.
See, when they have, I'm questioning again, when they have a chance to, approach the court, you are showing visuals. A political party which is burning tires and they blocked the entire national highway last night. It is only to instigate fear, create fear in the people. Is this the way you are supposed to? You have a system to follow. Today, after the court verdict, definitely police has to give them bandobast and they will conduct the Padayatra. Now, you only have said this is the 5th round of Padayatra. Our government, neither our police, never created any sort of disturbance. We allowed you, the government gave all its, whatever government is supposed to give bandobast or whatever it is. But why now? Because there is a reason, even with court's verdict and conditions, it is clearly evident that the police are right on their part. Number 3, again and again, this man makes these kind of statements, very, very derogatory and irresponsible statements. It is the job of the government, responsible government, to protect the people of that area, to maintain law and order, to prevent any untoward incident that can happen. So they are responsibility. We don't go by political party.
Any response to the BJP spokesperson saying, Mr. Reddy, any response to the BJP spokesperson calling your leader Xi Jinping and saying this is a hallmark of a dictator? You're so intolerant, you will not even let a harmless Padayatra go through a
Now,
particular area?
if it is humblest Padayatra, they should know whether it is humblest or not. People of Telangana knows it very clear. They don't have any ground. They are not getting any ground in Telangana. Hence, out of frustration, they are doing all these kind of dramas. Even in the last month, they lost a by-election, which they have forced on Telangana by purchasing a sitting Congress MLA by 18,000 crores contract. Now, you need to understand. My question is, if it is only to reach out to the people, why last night drama? You could have gone today in the morning. And, Hamsaji is saying that we have applied 1 month back. Police denied yesterday. Whether you have applied 1 month back, 3 months back, when the situation is, assessed in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, how it will happen and all. The, venue, route map is given by the political party. Police will never suggest. Police only can suggest that, you can change this place, arrange it somewhere else and all. We are there in politics for more than a decade. We understand it.
Okay.
Here, the BJP's intention is only clear: to escalate tensions, to create political divide, communal divide for political gains. Nothing else. And police will do their job.
Dr. Narayan Lakshman, come in here. Okay. Okay. Dr. Narayan Lakshman, was the police just doing its job, or was it responding to a request/pressure by the TRS government?
I think it's hard to say, Shreya, because honestly, Telangana today is a state where political power is actually being contested. I don't even think it sits as comfortably as, let's say, Tamil Nadu and Kerala in terms of parties opposed to the BJP being in control. In Telangana, I think the TRS is a little bit more on the back foot, should we say. So, the bipole at Munugod, there's a lot of cases, that the tussle with the governor, Tamilisai Soundararajan, it's very much contested power in the state. And I think that explains why sometimes state machinery can come in the way of what certain political parties want to do. In this case, the BJP taking out a procession. But I just want to point out also that this is not just a simple administrative issue. Even in Tamil Nadu, we have this case of the RSS wanting to take out a procession or a march, and the authorities denying permission or coming down heavily on that on uncited security concerns. And therein one has to ask, what are the actual security implications of this? Is when you go to communally polarized areas or sensitive areas, why does the BJP or RSS marches produce this kind of effect? There are other parties in both states which regularly take out marches, but you don't see this. So one cannot just be blinkered to that fact or that question and say, no, sorry, this is, just state machinery being used against a political party. There is an element of contestation, as I said, but at the same time, no state government wants to see a breakdown of law and order. And to that extent, it is a real concern on the ground. And we should be careful before ascribing motives to that. That's all I'll say.
Okay, very quickly before I let you go, this is something I do want to understand from you. Look, the relationship between the BJP and the southern satraps in all 4 states, in all 3 states is tenuous, we know that. But in Telangana, it's particularly unpleasant. What explains that?
I think, Shreya, we have to look at the rather complex process, a historical process of Telangana itself becoming a state. So it became a state on, grounds of the need for development, more funds, and so forth. And at the central premise or assumption there is, once it gained statehood, it would get the adequate transfer of resources from the center. And unfortunately, what has happened since the time, of course, this began when the Congress was in power. The discussion began when the Congress was in power at the center. Now you have a party which has got regional ambitions to oust regional parties, whether it's the DMK or the communist parties, or in this case, the TRS. You have a party at the center which is contesting these state satraps, as you call them correctly. So no longer the very idea of development based on center-state cooperation has become a matter of great tension. in fact. And, the role of the governor, for example, in holding up bills or in not passing bills or returning bills to the legislature for passage, that is manifested as well. That is one of the symptoms of this broader malaise, I would call it. So I think, unfortunately, this is going to continue until the seesaw actually tips one way or the other in each of these states. So, for example, again, to compare to Tamil Nadu, the DMK remains firmly in control and the BJP is far more of a marginal party compared to Telangana, where I think there is a feeling from the actions of the TRS leadership and so on that they are quite concerned about the impact that the BJP could have going forward in elections. And that seesaw, as I said, is not clearly tipped their way yet. So I do think that you're going to see more and more of such tensions, whether it's around processions being taken out of, or marches, or whether it's in terms of the role of the governor and other such administrative issues where this political tension is going to get manifested until one or the other of these parties firmly seizes power.
Dr. Narayan Lakshman, good to have you on the show. Thank you very much. Sridhar Reddy, thank you very much for your time. And Hamsa, thank you very much. Okay, but Mr. Reddy has one last comment. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Reddy, 20 seconds.
See, Dr. Lakshman was saying, we are on back foot. There is no reason for us to be on back foot in Telangana. It's clear, Now you can see, he was referring to governance activity in Telangana. Since they could not create any impact in our state by political means, they have chosen the route of governor. In Telangana, they made Raj Bhavan as BJP Bhavan. And governor coming out, making political statements and, criticizing the government, holding back the bills. What is this actually? Is this a democratic process? Is this the way the governor to behave? So there is no reason for us to be on back foot. Neither BJP nor Congress can create any impact in our state. TRS party and our government is a strong
force. But Mr. Sridhar Reddy, so much hangama over poaching by the BJP. Whatever happened to that? You may be saying that the governor is behaving like a BJP agent, but the fact is, you are an equal contributor to the unpleasant relationship between the state and the center. So much hangama the TRS did over those poaching attempts. What has happened?
The governor.
What happened to those? No, you tell me what happened to those poaching allegations.
If the governor behaves like a governor and exactly act according to the constitutional provisions, we respect, there is no problem. As far as poaching allegations is concerned, the poaching allegations today, all those BJP agents are behind bars. They are not given. The court has denied the bail. And while claiming they are not linked to BJP, every day BJP leaders are approaching court to grant them bail and not to conduct the investigation. What it shows, it clearly links the entire activity is linked to BJP and governor's comments. If you really list out in the last 3 to 6 months, the governor's statements, it is completely unconstitutional. Governor's office cannot go to a level of, conflict with the, legislature, holding back the bills for a long time on important bills related to the recruitment in the universities and all other medical and health bills. How can you be holding it? And any which way, if you send it back, if the cabinet sends
I'm out of time.
Then you have to accept it. Clearly, the BJP
I'm out of time. I'm going to thank all of you.
The elected governments.
Okay, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much, Hamsa, for joining us, Mr. Reddy and Narayan Lakshman. Thank you very much indeed.